Hi, thanks for joining me for another installment of The Adventures of Becky and Kathy. Today, Chapter 39, Security Guards, or Becky and the Old Men Who Loved Her. Since I was a waitress, a term no longer used, and Beck was a security guard in a masculine uniform, also a term no longer used, we referred to ourselves as the little man and the little woman. Becky suggested the pink curlers in my hair for my picture because I often wore pink curlers to bed. In those days, Hewlett-Packard, or HP as we called it, was a great place to work. After being there 6 months, Beck pulled some strings and got I also hired as a security guard. Besides the daily donuts, we were also given health insurance and vacation time, free use of cabins in the Rocky Mountains, and in the evenings, they let employees have the use of their 800 lines to make long-distance calls for free. Remember long-distance calls? And we got free sunglasses and glasses. Beck and I chose the most serious-looking sunglasses. We truly loved playing up the image of being security guards. Well, HP security guards. We didn't have guns. We didn't even have authority. Beck mainly drove donuts around and relieved other guards for nature breaks, restrooms. Guard requires a 10-100, 10-4. I manned gate 1, which meant I checked badges as people drove by gate 1. Many of them liked to make us feel even more unauthoritative by holding up sticks of Wrigley's gum instead of their name badges. Beck loved being a security guard. Many of the guards at HP were retired men whom you would see these days as greeters at Sam's Club. No offense there. I've often said I would like to do that when I retire. But nonetheless, most were older men. They were Becky's men. And they loved Becky. Like a daughter, or a granddaughter, or the girl who got away. Floyd, Orville, Lloyd, and so on. She baked them cookies. She laughed at their jokes. They loved Becky. Me, not so much. Me being her best friend really didn't carry much weight. This was their world, and Becky was their center. I was a Californian. I don't know where they thought Becky was from. So I did my job, ate my donuts, smiled, waved. One day, a smart aleck visitor, probably an engineer. We all thought the engineers were kind of snobs. Well, this visitor drove right through my gate without giving me a sideways glance. According to protocol, anyone who came to HP without proper ID or clearance needed to be located and provide such ID or clearance. So, I took a description of his car, noted where he parked, and I called Rover. Rover was the security guard who roved around on foot. That day, Floyd was Rover. So I radioed Floyd, told him the situation, and asked him to track down the stranger. He came to my guard shack and informed me he would not do it. He didn't see it. I again explained what happened and the protocol we were to follow. He was Rover and needed to walk over there and get the guy's license plate number to follow up. I will not. You're supposed to. I will not. And so back and forth it went until I said, "This is retarded." To which he replied, "I am not retarded," and promptly walked to our supervisor's office to report that I had called him the R word. At which point, Even though I had not called him the R word, he became a self-fulfilling descriptive. Disclaimer, I would never call anyone the R word. I think it's unkind. But the definition of it is very foolish or stupid. An example of usage in Webster's dictionary is, in retrospect, it was a totally retarded idea. I stand by my descriptive of that exchange in my guardhouse. Floyd never did warm to me, but he always had a warm greeting for Becky. Thank you for joining me for another adventure. Come back next time where we will again explore the joys of friendships. And remember, be a loyal friend. The blessings last a lifetime. Go to KathyAmplified.com to see all episodes. Bye-bye.